G'day everyone, what an awesome round of rugby league on the weekend, and I'll tell you what, who's going to win the competition this year, it's anyone's guess. Who's hot and who's not this weekend? Well, what's hot for me is the passion shown by the coaches in rugby league this weekend. Ricky Stewart, I loved watching him on the weekend on the sidelines, the emotional roller coaster. We know Ricky wears his heart on his sleeve, and I was happy to see the Raiders get up for him on the weekend. What teams were hot on the weekend? Well, it seems to be the same sides that have dominated the headlines this year, particularly the Dragons. They are once again absolutely awesome against the Bunnies. The Bunnies need to move Greg Inglis back to fullback. He's not touching the ball enough as far as I'm concerned. The other team that was hot on the weekend, and they're proving they're not a fluke, are the West Tigers. Hats off to Ivan Cleary. He's really built a fit and competitive side there in the Tigers this year. And Benji Marshall, mate, well done. You've turned back the clock and you're absolutely killing it. And the Warriors, once again, marched on their 5th straight win of the season. They are the real deal, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because of a man named Alex Corbo. You might not have heard of him. He's the actual strength and conditioning coach. The man responsible for actually making the Warriors fit. Formerly, he was at Melbourne when they dominated the premiership. Then he went to Brisbane where he also had success. And now he's at the Warriors, and he certainly put the punch into this big pack of forwards. You see these guys running in the last 5 minutes of the game like they did in the first 5 minutes. Hats off to you, Alex. Well done, mate. And my good old Knights getting a win over the Broncos. It was a fantastic performance. And once again, Kalen Ponga, you're an absolute superstar. Once again, unfortunately for you Parramatta fans, your team wasn't hot again. They had some great opportunities to win that game against the Panthers. And when your confidence is down, it certainly is. But hopefully they can get a win this weekend. The other team that's really struggling this year is the Cowboys. They've slumped to their 4th straight loss of the year. The only other thing that I think isn't hot is people judging and saying that Jonathan Thurston may have played 1 year too many. You never write off a champion. They'll be back, the Cowboys, and so will JT. Moment of madness this weekend, and I'll tell you what, it gave me a good belly laugh, was Lachlan Croker playing the ball backwards for Manly.
Croker, almost through. Good tackle, Taylor. Last play, Manly. Oh, he's played it the wrong way. He's played it the wrong way. How you doing, Marty Bella?
If you can remember Martin Bella doing it years ago, he never lived it down. Lachlan, hopefully you build up your highlights reel so you don't have to actually live this for the rest of your life. My man of the moment is none other than Knights coach Nathan Brown, not only for his win over the Broncos, but for his comments.
It's a bit sad, isn't it? Like, the old Fox, he's won 7 premierships, he's coached for 30 years, and I ain't ever publicly bagged Wayne or anyone. And then he comes and has a shot at me. Like, you just don't need to. I don't think he needs to behave like that myself, but the reality is, Baz, is when Wayne came to town, if he thought with his big head rather than his little head, I wouldn't have had to rebuild the joint.
Who would have ever thought Wayne Bennett's penis would make the headlines in the news? Not me. But I tell you what, Nathan Brown had every right to blow up. Wayne Bennett left the Knights in an absolute rubble. Why? Because he back-ended a lot of older players' contracts, which seen the Knights then burdened with a salary cap issue with a lot of their younger players having to leave the club and not being able to sign some big-name players where it was needed. So Nathan, I don't blame you for responding the way you did.